All right, got number 1 Rattle Trap versus number 8 Swim Bait. Rattle Trap, honorary captain Ed Ratliff. Get it? Rat? How about number 8 for Swim Bait, the biggest bass baits in the business, represented by St. Bonaventure's Bob Lanier, renowned for the biggest feet in the NBA. Anybody remember that old beer commercial? Next up, number 1 Rattle Trap versus number 8 Swim Bait. Rattle Trap, proven lure. You can't argue with its effectiveness. Causes quite a commotion. Still a hot seller all these years later. Swim bait, something I've never committed to. You can see there's a versatility here. You've got a hard-bodied bait, you've got soft-bodied bait, you've got bodies that you add a belly hook to. A lot going on. I've just never been able to get it going, however, until now. Swim bait's going to take the victory in the largest upset of the tournament. Problem is here you can have, there's just too many lipless crankbait models in the brackets now. One's got to go. It's kind of like, I root for Illinois, but I kind of like Iowa too. You can't do that. So long, Rattle Trap. Okay, honorary captains for number 12 Alabama Rig versus number 4 Creature Baits. For the Alabama Rig, sorry Tide fans, but I'm going with one of the best players in Auburn history, John Mengelt. And for Creatures, you know how tough it is to find basketball players with creature-related names? Best I could do was Skeeter and Roach. All right, we've got the number 12 Alabama Rig versus number 4 Creatures. Alabama Rig, sensational sort of bait. As you can see, multiple fish can be caught at a time. I want to make a note too here on this bottom one that you can see it's a 3-bait lure, but it's only got 2 hooks. I had to trim the bottom one off to abide by Illinois regulations. So just so you can see, I'm shooting straight. Creature baits, very versatile. You can fish them Texas rigged on the bottom, bounce them around. You can attach them to a jig or a swim jig if necessary. Multiple different kinds of creatures, different designs. In this case, Creature Bait's going to take the title. I sure wish for those old days of Emiquon for more than one reason, but that Alabama rig would have really been something else down there when those bass went into a feeding frenzy. But alas, those days are gone. I hear it's just a carp hole. Honorary captains for the matchup at number 6 Woolly Curltail versus number 3 Rapala DT Crankbaits. For the Woolly Curltail, we got Neil Walk. I mean, the card doesn't do it justice, but this guy's pretty furry. I mean, would you really want to guard this dude? Run into him, maybe like, run into a sponge or something. DT for Dave Twardzek. Probably one of the coolest basketball cards ever created from the 1974-1975 Top Series. All right, we got number 6 Yum Woolly Curltail versus number 3 Rapala DT Crankbait Series. The Yum Woolly Curltail, outstanding cold water and tough bite bait. Pretty unassuming. Texas rig it, throw it out, let it sink, and gradually just reel it as slow as you can along the bottom, just to keep that tail moving to fool a few of those tough to catch bass. Rapala DT Crankbait Series, they got it right. The DT stands for Dives To. You know exactly what you're getting with these models, as it says so right on the lip. Print's too tiny for me to read, but fortunately I've been around these long enough that I know the depth on each of these models. In this case, you got to go with the DT. Faster over slower wins out in my book. All right, number 10 Power Worm versus number 2 Red Eye Shad. Didn't get much more powerful than Moses Malone, a rebounding machine in his day. And for the Red Eye Shad, I go with Red Robbins, who was red on the head and had a fiery temper, according to what I read. This was kind of cool, too, because back in the day, the ABA had a team called the Conquistadors, which are just abbreviated as the Qs here in this 73-74 Topps basketball series. All right, we got number 10, Power Worm, versus number 2, Red Eye Shad. How about that, Power Worm? Just sounds like a pretty menacing bait when it's actually a finesse sort of lure, which is kind of interesting. This one's called Tequila Sunrise, too. You got to love the names that the manufacturers give these baits. Tequila, though, however, got into that once upon a time at my buddy Arnie's wedding. It still kind of troubles me a bit. How about the Red Eye Shed? I should actually be out there throwing one right now. It's perfect time of year for that. Early in the season, cold water, this thing can really get them going. Unfortunately, we're quarantined. They've shut down a lot of my fishing holes, so I don't know. Considering trespassing, but probably won't do that. Kids out there, that's just a joke. Don't go trespassing. Find a private fishing hole, get out and get you some fresh air. Anyway, Red Eye Shad's going to take the title on this. Just too tough to beat.